2022 quarterback draft class, an unmitigated disaster. And I guess it's fitting that the one guy that is still starting is the last guy who was drafted in the entire 250-plus selection process, Brock Purdy. Everyone else, and I remember the run-up to the draft, because, every year we focus on quarterbacks. Well, that year was just a bad year. And Kenny Pickett was the first one taken. Done. Desmond Ridder. And Sims, to his credit, he didn't like any of these guys. He really didn't. Like, there was talk at one point about the Panthers maybe taking Kenny Pickett in round 1. He said, what's going to happen when Kenny Pickett shows up and Sam Darnold's there at offseason workouts and Sam Darnold's throwing lasers and Kenny Pickett's just kind of like, okay. I mean, there's nothing that Kenny Pickett does that you look at and say, this guy's special at an NFL level. And none of these other guys had anything that you look at and say, this guy's special. And the last two, still with the team, Skylar Thompson and Brock Purdy, and both of them started a playoff game. Now, Thompson didn't earn it. He was playing because of injury, but still, the last two guys taken that year.
Brock Purdy was too at first.
Well, that's true, but now Purdy's like the guy that's going to get paid a lot of money after the year. But what a disaster 2022 quarterback draft class was.
Yeah, sometimes the analysts get it right, where I remember the same as you. There was no excitement over the quarterback class in 2022, and then it ends up like this, where, I mean, you can look at that list and say, well, is Bailey Zappi the most successful quarterback? Yeah. Is Sam Howell? Like, I mean, my gosh, like, that's not good. Desmond Ridder not only was traded from the Falcons, he couldn't even make the Cardinals. He's getting beat out by Clayton. Name that tune. So, yeah, this was a bit of a disaster of a quarterback class. Brock Purdy really the one that saves it. And, at a certain point, it's like, man, you don't know what the things are going to be. But, my gosh, this one is really ugly.
Desmond Ridder is the ultimate example of a guy who has every possible intangible that football coaches love. Mm-hmm. And they thought they could figure out how to get him to do all the other stuff that you need to do tangibly in order to be a great quarterback, and it just didn't work. And it didn't work for most of those guys, but it is working for Brock Purdy and Skylar Thompson. Hey, he's the guy that survived the cut. Mike White gone. Skylar Thompson will be the backup to Tua Tagovailoa, and even though his services weren't needed last year, we'll see. The lighter, skinnier Tua might have a harder time getting through all 17 games. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.